Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for
Ancient Magus Bride.
Episode 8.
More
like Ancient
Magus Battle. Yeah. it is the throwdown is about to commence.
Right, and I'm a little bit concerned that Elias could just kill this little sorcerer like really quickly and then the whole little plot is over.
Right. I get the feeling it's a lot more likely that the sorcerer will run away.
Right, because Elias is not in like a very healthy state mentally.
Right, exactly. So he'd probably end up letting him get away, and then that could be where it's like, oh, okay, this guy could be a problem with their plans or something, or I don't know.
Oh, no, what could be really bad is he could hurt the dog guy.
Shut up.
Like...
No, okay,
like,
no.
I'm really worried about what Elias will do. That's my main point.
Oh, the Elias will hurt the...
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I feel like Elias, once he changed, that was a sign of him going, like full creature. Like he was, he was abandoning his semblance of humanity. Because I don't think that Elias's character is one that's supposed to be even considered human. Like...
Right.
He is a beast, Beauty and the Beast.
Some kind,
so he is not. Yeah. He is not human.
Right, and I guess we'll just have to see what exactly it's like when he turns into this thing because it's something, but we don't know what because we haven't seen him do this before.
Right, but what I think it is that this is what he's always like, just kind of how like the shadow kind of corruption kind of thing is closer to his true form.
And
this
is
just the I'm going to cut loose version of my true form. Gotcha. And magic is making him look like a bipedal, humanoid-esque kind of thing.
Okay. I don't think that's quite what it is because he had the part where he used magic to change his face again, so I don't think he'd have a disguise on a disguise or something like that. But
good point.
I mean, maybe.
All right, but this is going to be a crazy fight. So without further ado, yeah, let's get into it though. Let sleeping dogs lie.
Oh, the many possible interpretations.
何をそんなに怒ってるの？剣を邪魔したのは悪かったけど、人間なんて君にとってはジッパ人からで、知らないものじゃなかったのかい？
I saw that coming.
喋ってるのに。
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, that Chimera is toast. Wait.
Did he just enter her mind?
Oh, maybe she's in his mind.
His mind, yeah.
神様にもらった姿なのに。
Wow.
ありがとうユリシ。イザベルどうした？子供が場所にはねられたわ。こいつはひどい。
まだ眠っているだけだ。いいや親父殿。俺はここで待つんだ。いつまでも。
Okay. All right.
It's so beautiful.
大丈夫。私は起きたでしょ。
Getting closer might not be a good idea.
Oh.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Okay.
結構材料費かかったんだよその子。死体を買うのも培養層の管理もタダじゃ。
He doesn't seem at all scared of it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that his name?
その名前で。
Oh.
僕を呼ぶな。
What?
人の肉を得た。
He's not human either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, dang.
Way to go. But that's not gonna actually like.
Oh.
We have anti-mages in this world.
だいぶ痛いですけど。
Yeah, when is she gonna pass out? Like, she got impaled.
His voice is different.
私もちょっと驚きました。
It's kind of a stay away from me kind of thing.
家の扉がくぐれなさそうで不便だから戻った方が良さそうです。
He wasn't expecting that.
だね。
Whoa, that was pretty seamless.
Okay, let's forget about that.
でもしたらシルキーに怒られそうだ。
He's like,
物好きな子だ。
先生。
アリス。
先生。
She's still tied up.
このバカ！一人で確認もせず突っ走るな。書き置きを手につけた時には見捨てようかと思っただろうが。
ごめんなさい。
That's not fair.
自分の力を過信するな。守り手が主人のそばを離れるな。
はい。ひどいな。
Of course, of course.
So much for anti-regeneration.
What the heck?
僕はただいい素材としてそこの犬が欲しいだけなんだけど。
怪物め。
扱いもできない犬ならいらないや。
Is that Isabel?
Yeah,
それ。
Oh! You sick! You disgusting!
あれはあなたのイザベルじゃない。
Yeah, exactly.
ウルタールでマシューを騙してミナを殺したやつ。
ウルタール？ああ、猫実験か。
I was probably like, how do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
今度はそれなりの結果になると思うんだけど。
Oh, she says angry.
What?
What is going on?
But this is revealing her nature as a slave eggie, right? Like,
Yeah.
that could be problematic.
生意気なガキだな。
Holy crap.
What is going on?
そう、魔法というのはね、実を
Oh
言うと
my
やろうと思えば何だ
gosh.
ってできるんだ。
Alright!
頭の中で滑っていく。
And she is going to destroy.
でもね、それはしてはいけないことなんだ。
It'll kill you and
あ
also.
なたには渡さない。
逆に食べられちゃうよ。
Oh my gosh.
やめるんだ。
Yeah.
君の体が
Whoa! Whoa!
少し食われただけだ。
Oh my god!
Okay.
それはいけない。僕らは世界のルールをねじ曲げてはいけないんだ。
Oh, that's what sorcerers do. Whoa, what?
Elias is running.
No, that was someone else's
妖
voice.
精の呪文か。
ここら辺ならあの野郎持ってこないだろう。
Okay.
助かったよ、青い日。
影の茨かよ。
What is this
大
thing?
事持ち込みやがってよ。
嫌いじゃないだろう。
まあね。
頭に乗るな。
彼はウィル・オー・ウィスプ。
Will o' the Wisp?
墓や森に住んで人を惑わす青い鬼火の妖精。
呼び名はやめろ。やめろ。
I love him already. What? Yeah.
全身の血がすごい速度で巡っている。
She say no.
チセ、落ち着いて。大丈夫だから。
エリアス、ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。いつけを。ごめんなさい。
次から気をつけて。それでいい。
What if they did a twist on the Beauty and the Beast thing? Where the beauty was actually a beast.
The dog guy is just kind of like sitting there next to her.
お前はやっとこさ目が覚めたかね、ボスケ犬。
犬じゃない、俺は。
明らかったこと言ってんじゃねえよ、バカ犬。いつまで子犬のまま死んじまったやつに甘えてんだ。
Oh.
ピーピー泣いてないで、さっさと役目を果たす格好に戻れ。チャッチグリム。
Okay. Wow.
おめえは墓荒らしの毛と地獄の門まで追っかけ回す。ブラックドッグだろうが。
Yeah, that is a pretty picture.
どれだけ待っても俺の妹はもう戻らない。チセ、俺をお前のそばへ連れて行ってくれないか。全てをお前にやるから。
Doesn't want to be a dog without a master.
バカな犬だなお前は。スレイペガとはいえ、わざわざ俺たちから人間に結びを求めるなんて。
結び。
使い魔になるという申し入れだ。そ
Oh.
の中でも全てを共有するという何よりも強い約束。
あ、こんなところにいた。
No. Screw you
その名
and
前を
everything that you are.
呼ぶなって言ってるだろ。
Oh.
Yeah. Double tap. Do it again.
Yeah.
Again and again.
千世俺に新しい名前をくれ。俺をお前のそばに連れて行ってくれ。
おいでルツ。
Okay.
And now he's tapped into a Slay Beggy's magic.
Yep.
Which makes him stronger than anything this guy could ever throw at him. Yeah, tear that abomination apart.
Yep.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate spiders.
Yeah.
Screw that thing.
おやすみイザベル。
Jesus, this episode has been crazy.
なんだ
Yeah.
その子のものになっちゃったのか。結びを解くのは面倒だな。
面倒なら手を引けばどうだ。
諦めも早くなるもんだ
Yeah. Why can't they just
貴様
kill
は
him?
何が目
Exactly.
的で動いてる。
苦しみなく
Guessing
生
it's not
きる
that
ため
easy.
Sure.
いつ来るかわからない終わりの日まで朽ちたままは嫌だもの。
Interesting.
苦しい。
ならば自分のために他人が苦しんでもいいというのか。
そうだよ。そういうものでしょ。生き物ってさ。
Yeah.
人の形をした怪物でしかないよ、カルタフィルス。
またね。
Okay.
天才のようなやつだな。得体が知れてる分、災害の方がタチがいいよ。
Yeah.
カルタフィルス。神の息子に死ねない呪いをかけられたと言われている。
Okay.
Okay.
目的もはっきりせず、自分の興味だけで動く怪
Interesting.
物だ。帰るぞ。
はい。
さてと、俺はこいつをあっちまで送って
I
やんな
love this
きゃ
little
な。
guy.
Mm-hmm.
じゃあな。
Yeah, we've been up all night.
Yeah.
疲れたでしょ。
Just a bit.
And wounded.
小言
By the way.
Yeah, I mean,
はい。ルツ、一緒に帰ろう。ルツ。
お前の帰るところがこれからは俺の帰るところだ。
In a
yep.
funny way, the dog's voice reminds me of Shigaraki's voice actor.
You know, it does. All right.
Oh,
That
so many ridiculously chaotic things
Yeah.
happened all over the place.
that did not go as I expected.
No. So many things.
Yeah. So
So, Cartaphilus is the name of the little
or
sorcerer.
Joseph.
Or Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Elias was somewhat in control.
Right.
That was just him in attack mode, basically, or
I guess. Yeah.
monster mode.
Right. The I'm going to eat your face mode, and then there's anti-regeneration bullets apparently, but that was not very effective against this guy.
No, because
and
I
then
think this show is going to keep having us bump into ancient beings.
right.
Because every single, like maybe every other episode or so, we're bumping into another ancient, old as time itself being, like the
Right.
fairy king and queen,
The dragon.
Lindel, the dragon,
The cat.
the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the cat wasn't that old.
Well, it's but it was.
Cartaphilus is also apparently way older than Elias.
Right.
It's just the idea that Elias is centuries old, and there's at least like half a dozen other characters that we've been
Right.
introduced to that
That
are
are
also
all older than
Elias.
Right. It's almost
So-
like they're trying to make the age gap not seem quite so extreme.
But yeah, but then
So-
also Ruth or
Ruth, yeah.
or Ulysses, now
Ulysses,
dubbed Ruth.
Now Ruth.
Is his
She
his
stays
story
familiar.
basically been just to introduce him to the kind of the main cast?
I
and
think
now
so.
He's
I
going
think-
to be a main character.
Yeah,
with
I think
everyone
this
else.
is one of those things where basically since their core cast of people, living at the the cottage
right.
was pretty small, and Sylvie
wasn't really a character.
Isn't really a character yet. This is their way to add some, add a fresh bit of character interactions and stuff into the mix.
And I like the choice of that because his character is the character that came to their group based upon kind of fate, it seems.
Right.
But there's this element of mystery surrounding his characters kind of being brought into the story.
Yeah.
That I think will just kind of have a little open-ended for now until they decide to revisit it.
I really like their decision on, one, having it be a dog, because, we did have that episode earlier, but also just, having a magical big dog, that follows you around everywhere and is your familiar, is, that's awesome.
Way better than a fairy little
way
thing.
Way better. In Game of Thrones, I'm convinced that having the Stark kids have direwolves is one of the best things that Martin could have done. So the fact that they're doing this here is fantastic. I love that it's contrasting something so normal of just a dog that loved its person.
Mm-hmm.
That gave me a lot of Where the Red Fern Grows vibes. And Brotherhood with the funeral.
Yeah.
But then also it's a magical dog, so it can do awesome things you can sick it on evil sorcerers and things like that.
Yes, which by the way, we had a magical creature on magical creature fight.
Yep.
And Elias destroyed that thing.
Oh yeah.
But then in almost a brief instant, he either conjured up, I'm talking about Cartophilus, conjured one of his chimera that he had in store, or just made one on the spot.
Right, I think that was
had a spider body with a human head, torso.
Yeah, that's
disgusting.
That's disgusting. That's like someone who'd been playing a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons or something, because I think that's that's basically one of the evil gods in the Dungeons and Dragons pantheon. But anyways, but yeah, it seemed like he sort of just had it in some bag of holding or something and just brought it out.
Yeah, because I don't think he made it
right
then and there.
Exactly, because they made it a point that apparently making those things is difficult and stuff.
It takes ingredients. And
right.
Yeah.
But they still haven't really gotten back towards any more hintings of Joseph's master.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that Joseph was apparently cursed by the Son of God to live forever.
Mm-hmm. And now he just wanders aimlessly, satiating his curiosity.
Right.
Which I actually think if they're trying to relay some of this towards the kind of the origins of kind of Christian kind of mythos and stuff like that, is he supposed to represent Lucifer of some kind, or
I think that's going to end up being his master.
Possibly.
Because he said he has a master. That
is the thing that makes me wonder, wait a minute. Is this all all the antagonist we're going to need for the longest time now is just this sorcerer who's a meddling, kind of purposeless creature.
Right.
The fact that he every once in a while had those moments of, wait, why do I want to do chimera? Why?
Yeah, that was weird. That was another mystery bit that they threw in there that was great. That's that makes me interested in seeing more of his character, not just as an antagonist, but learning a bit more about him, which is strange because given the stuff that he's done up till this point, it's not exactly what I would normally expect.
Right.
Me to want. Now, one of the things that I'm pleasantly surprised that they didn't do, but still a bit curious about how they're going to handle all of that, is they had this awesome epic showdown without actually being okay, if these guys did actually throw down, what would happen? Because the Cartophilus Joseph guy didn't seem really ever scared.
Nope.
Right?
Not really.
Even though Elias was just tore apart his first chimera to just shreds, right?
Right.
So is this going to be one of those things where they're about on equal footing, but then like the master's just going to like.
I think we're thinking about this. No, I think we're thinking about this in the wrong. This isn't that type of story.
Right. Which makes me even more curious because it's like, how are they going to handle those sorts of things?
See, I think we're thinking about this the wrong way. It's not that type of story. It's not about whether or not Elias can beat the kid Cartaphilus in a fight. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
It probably doesn't matter at all.
All right.
Like the story is about Elias and Chisei.
And
when it comes down to it, Chisei can beat all of them. If you want to go into that,
right? They established that, or at least dropped the first hints for that in this one.
No, they literally showed it. There was no hinting. All Elias could do was try and slow her down.
Right.
But she became magic personified. She became will. Her will became reality as she was walking and moving.
Right.
Which I'm glad they brought up more in this episode than all the other things, because her being the fount of magic, the limitless source, lends itself to being, okay, how do you display that? Well, this is how you display that. And there's a serious drawback. It probably consumes her life force.
Exactly.
It probably consumes what little of those 3 years she has left.
Right. Yeah. Now, they focused it majorly on Chisei and the dog, Ruth.
Yeah.
And they didn't really give Elias very much like time in this episode at all.
Yeah.
And I'm pleasantly surprised. Like, I did not think that was how it was going to go, but I'm very excited to see what happens next. The way that they handled Chisei's lack of reaction to Elias's, this new form.
Right.
I mean, granted, she already knew that he had a skull for a face, so, that.
Yeah, he just became bigger and his horns became more prominent.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So, but like, where do they go from here? Because...
Well, there's a lot of places they go from there. They move things forward in the relationship dynamic between Chisei and Elias a little bit.
Sure, but...
they start to be a little bit more proactive about getting her body to be in a healthy place to where she's not going to die quicker.
Right, because she was kind of stabbed and but seemed to be completely fine this whole episode.
Yeah, that seemed a little bit odd.
Like, it almost seemed like a plot hole thing, but then at the same time it's like, well, she's a slay baggy.
Did they do anything to help her before this episode? Like,
no, I don't think
they
so.
Did, yeah.
So it could be just that she is sustained by magic.
That's another good point to bring up, is that her body is being worn out by magic. But if that's the case, the magic being so strong that it's only wearing her out over the course of years and years' time.
Oh, yeah. Does she need a body?
Well, does she need a body? Would anything else really do much to change that?
Right.
In a way, is magic also sustaining her body? I would say no, generally. But I would also say that there might have been something that Chisei did when she became magic personified, where wound, who cares about that?
Right.
My will is that this happens. Oh, so why would the will of this wound?
My body will keep going.
Yeah, it has to submit in this moment.
Which is great, because it's adding a way to do the determinator thing, but without really doing it and having it be an actual aspect of the world. Like,
I just can't believe that you brought that up.
I know. Why am I bringing that up in Ancient Magus Bride? But she did get freaking impaled, and it was one of those things where the wound that she received, if she was a regular person, she would be dead right now, but she's not, and she keeps going. And I'm so glad they did it in this way, because it didn't, it didn't feel like a Determinator thing.
Right.
But it's still, as for what actually happened and didn't happen.
I have no comment to what you're talking about right now.
Okay, you're just so salty that I'm even using the word.
No, I'm just to stop talking. Anyway. What's really impressive about Ancient Magus Bride is that they've taken the fantasy story and they focused it really not along the kind of along the titular kind of hero character. They focused it on kind of expounding a world.
Yes.
And this episode was a story of conflict, which doesn't really jive properly with a story of discovery and opening up a world.
Yeah.
So what I think is happening here is that you're trying to box it into one portion of that, whereas now I'm unable to box it into either, and it's breaking my brain.
Gotcha.
So what's happening right now is I'm watching two aspects of a story kind of collide with each other.
Okay.
And they weren't resolved by the end of the episode other than, all right, let's go back home. But as to how that will have lasting consequences or effects into the remaining part of the story remains to be seen.
Exactly.
So right now I'm holding off kind of the predictions of what this conflict means in that part of the story. Whereas I'm actually like, please, can we go back to slice of life?
Yep.
Like
I wholeheartedly
like story,
agree. I wholeheartedly
discovery
agree.
things.
Yep.
Because I don't think that this story's strength is when it's doing stuff like this.
Exactly.
I'm not going to call this a bad episode by any means.
No.
But
yeah.
I don't think this is where Ancient Magus Bride is even wanting us to think they're going to shift the focus on.
Right.
And so when you say things like that, I just...
Well, and the only reason, I would say the only reason that we were really so on board with this episode, with the established conflict, was because it was built up to so much, because we hadn't seen anything like this before.
Yes.
Because they'd done the world building so well.
Right. Now that it's over, I'm kind of glad it's over.
Right. Now that it's over, I am also glad it's over. And what I'm wondering is, with that kind of intensity, how are they going to make... Not whether they can, but how are they going to choose to make the transition back into those slower times,
right?
Those, more slice of life bits where they can really just focus on the characters in the world itself.
Yeah. I think that they'll do it with the interactions between the new member into the household of sorts with Ruth. But also I think we're going to now see a little bit more of an advancement of Elias and Chise's relationship, in that here's something that happened that was kind of interesting. They both stood in a conflict as equals. They both helped save each other in a very interesting way, in that they neither of them were in true danger, but they both still helped each other.
Okay.
There was that moment where both of them stood as mages against something that came against what connected them, and they overcame it together. And I think that'll mean more symbolically and literally for their connection moving forward. And that's where I want the story to go back into. Is how is Chise going to resolve the idea that he is still what he is, and yet he has the desire to make you his bride?
Yeah.
Because what can he really bring to this other than potentially finding some chance in a 1 in a million chance of saving your life?
Right.
That's what I want to see. I want to see them working together on solving how their relationship could even work, or how her living more than a few years could even work.
Right. Because where they're at,
maybe they learned something from this with regards to that. I don't know.
Where they're at right now, the whole thing of making their relationship work, I almost want to say that's not even where they're at yet.
I'm just talking about making steps towards that.
No, I know, and I get that. That's what you're saying. What I'm a little bit concerned about is that the way they set this up here, if they wanted to leave the slice of life exploration type stuff behind, they could, because it's very likely that Joseph will be able to put 2 and 2 together and realize, if he hasn't already, that Chise is a slay beggy, right? Yeah. Which could mean then that him and his master could have an active interest in acquiring Chise, right? Because if they wanted fey creatures for making chimeras, because that would be better, how much more so a slay beggy, right?
Which is why it's not going to happen in the next couple of episodes, because he didn't immediately go after Chise in that moment. And he just thinks that she's a very talented young mage.
Exactly. And that's that's the thing that makes me a little bit concerned, because if like the three pillars of like a story is the plot, the characters, and the setting, right? It feels like this could be an opportunity to have more time be spent on the plot.
Right.
But so far, I feel like while they've been hitting the setting absolutely out of the park, and they've been doing a good job with the characters and like introducing them.
They still need to double down on the characters.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. On the characters and the development past their introduction. The
Elias development should be done. That's what it should be.
Yes.
Actually, that's a very good point. Elias's development has been teased out a lot more recently in the last 2 episodes than ever before.
Right.
So Elias going into a little bit more of what he is, who he is, how he is the way he is, and all that. And this would be go on into in the next couple of episodes.
And this would be the perfect time to do it, because they revealed this other side of him. That's probably, like, even though Chisei didn't seem overly concerned about it.
Because I think she suspected something like that. She's seen him do the shadow creep.
Exactly.
Which is that's probably creepier in my opinion than this, because that's the thing of he could be watching me wherever I am. It's the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Right. Like, even though his revealed form is kind of, a little bit on the scary side.
No, it's all scary. It's all scary. But I think the idea that he could be like creeping in her bed with her while she sleeps in the shadows there is creepier.
Yes.
But I think she's also moved him into the box of he is an ally, he's someone that cares about me.
He's okay.
So he's okay. Yeah. She doesn't we don't know how much she trusts him.
Right. And that's
the kind of things that we can get into with more character depth stuff.
Yep. Because so far all the reasons that she has to trust him still feel like reasons based on necessity.
Exactly.
Not based on
not based on her choice.
Right, exactly. And not that she's still choosing to trust him when in those situations where she has to.
Right.
But I'm talking about like, okay, let's make it so that those moments where we see Chisei starting to actually care about Elias's well-being and stuff.
Yeah. Which we've seen a little bit of, but we've seen more.
We've seen a little bit of it, and I would say it's not necessarily that we need to see more of that. I would say we have a good amount of that right now, but we need to see the reasoning behind it. We need to see the depth that's behind those moments. So,
for sure,
yeah,
more character stuff.
Yes,
that'd be great.
Exactly.
Yeah, not sacrifice it for the sake of plot.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. If you guys want to see the next Ancient Magus Bride reaction, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access, and you also get on Discord and chat with us about whatever. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.